Yo, still Bills, what's the deal, man? I'm fresh off the clockage. I'm going to the cribbage right now, man. But peep game, man. I just spoke on Teofimo's pops, man. I don't want to speak on his performance that he gave us on Saturday night, man. It was a good showing, man. Everything that we thought that we saw from him early on was there, man, minus the punching power. He's really going to have to acclimate himself into the division to be able to give off the type of punching power that he was giving off at 135 pounds, man, because the shots that he was landing on Pedro, that would have put somebody's lights out at 135 pounds. They wouldn't have made it to the mid rounds if he was hitting them as much as flush and as much as he was hitting Compass. It wouldn't have happened, man. So that's the biggest thing that I noticed, the difference in punching power, like how much it's like, yo, bro, like bro, you know, you're not going in here and just running motherfuckers over. And honestly, man, as much shit as I talk about Tank, that's a testament to his power, like how much he packs in a punch. For him to go up there and, you know, stop Mario Barrios, despite him losing the rounds, the fact that he did it was kind of like, oh, yo, against an unproven fighter, but the fact that he did it, that's a testament to him, you know, like you clearly see the difference in punching power between the two divisions with Teofimo Lopez, man. But everything was there that I saw from Teofimo Lopez. The jab looked really good. He had really good feet. Like everything was there. He let the fight come to him. He didn't force nothing. He countered good. You know, the combination punching was good. He set up shots good. He didn't force it. You know, he didn't go in there looking for a knockout. He let it come to him. And I think the knockout eventually came. Just, you know, he had to break the dude down. And I think that's really going to emphasize and highlight his skill set. Because I thought, you know, y'all know I can't stand Teofimo Lopez in the now. I was a fan of him until he started talking that nigga shit. I'm always going to speak on that when I speak on him. Because I want to keep shit as objective as possible. But when he first came in the game, he was just going there and he was just outlining everybody in chalk, man. So now you get in a position where that ain't gonna work, and we get to see, you know, where you're at as far as your skills are concerned. And even then, it was still shit that I was seeing. Like I forget what fight it was, but he was like, "This is a fight that I'm going to highlight. I'm not going in here looking to knock somebody out." And you saw that's when I saw how good his catch and shoot counter game was. I was like, yo, he has a prolific catch and shoot counter game. I'm not talking about just he'll catch a shot with his right hand and the right straight is coming. No, he's throwing uppercuts and hooks off of him, man. Like I'm like, yo, that shit is actually good. But so he can fight. You know, he has a really good boxing acumen, man. And being in this division, he's gonna have no other choice but to highlight and really, you know what I'm saying, hone in on those skills, because he can't just rely on punching power to get somebody to fuck about the paint. So I thought that was dope, man. I think that's a real good asset to have at his disposal, man. And that's what I saw. I saw a really good jab. I saw good feet. I saw good, you know, in and out movement. I saw, you know, the hooks. I saw the, you know, combination punching. I saw the counter punching. I saw all of that shit. But one thing I also saw was like I said, the punching power, the difference in you know, like how they're a lot more sturdier up there at 140 pounds than opposed to 135. Now you take a cat like Subriel Matias, who the more you hit him, he's not necessarily dude who has, you know, impeccable upper body movement and, you know, getting up under shots. No, he's a dude like when you start hitting him, it charges him up. You know, so he's the definition of a give one, take one, you dig? So you'll get a shot off on him. And he's looking, oh yeah, I need that back now. Good shit. And he's pressing the action. The more you hit him, the more he presses the issue. But it's also a skill set there, because he's methodical in his approach when he's walking you down and breaking you down. It's not just reckless aggression. So being in front of somebody like that, you are going to need a valid skill set to deal with somebody like that. You're going to be able to, you know, need that to deal with somebody like that. You're going to need, you know, a skill set. You're going to need a good motor as well. You're going to need the ability to break somebody down instead of going in for the knockout. We're going to need that. You're gonna need that, and I think Subriel Matias he may be the scariest man in the division because of that. Because it's just straight destruction with him. It's just straight destruction. I'm just about to sit here and just walk you down and just bang on you. And just bang on you. He smothers you to the point where it's like his shots are slapping more so than getting full leverage and extension on the shot. He was doing a lot of slapping again. I can't remember Jukumbayev, I think that was his name, and he was good too. He was good. But he was doing a lot of slapping with it, early on in the fights. He was doing a lot of slapping. Even when the rounds that he was winning, he was doing a lot of slapping until he just completely broke the dude down, took his legs from him a little bit, put some shots on him that slowed him down. And then that's when he started getting enough room on them shots while he's smothering him to get a proper shot off, because he ain't got to worry about nothing coming and he's not punching off at the angles no more. Teofimo standing in front of somebody like that, what he did last night, he need to do that a little bit more. He need to do that a little bit more. So I like the fact that he didn't go in there and just headhunt and look for the knockout. That was one thing that I saw, just the difference in power. That was the main thing. No, not going in there expecting a knockout because you was, knocking everybody in the dirt at the division that you was currently in or recently in. So the power and difference in the more, durable and sturdy fighters that are in the division that he's in now, the comparison between the two is clear as day. Secondly, what I saw was the defense. A lot of shots were getting through in exchanges. A lot of shots. Exchanges, Campos was just getting off first at point in times in the fight, and Teo was eating a lot of leather. And one thing I didn't notice is his back being against the ropes. I didn't like that. I didn't like that, man. Because I still haven't watched the Ramirez and Pedraza fight. I honestly haven't watched that fight, and I need to go watch it. But when you look at Jose Ramirez and what he was doing, when he had Josh Taylor on the ropes, he was cutting angles and launching to the body. Could you imagine Jose Ramirez doing that to a Teofimo Lopez who's uncomfortably laying on the rope? I don't know if that's necessarily where he want to be, man. You dig? I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, yo, and I think it was his aggression and his durability that was bothering him. Like, I'm hitting this dude. Anybody else is dropping or they're backing up on a retreat, and I can advance and go in for the kill. Not with this motherfucker. With this motherfucker, he was hitting him and he's like, yeah, like, come on, I need more of that. That's a mind fuck right there. That's a mind fuck when you ain't necessarily, you got it. I think that's something that he'd have to get accustomed to as well. Being able to deal with that's mental pressure. Like, I'm not hurting this dude. I can't put a dent in this motherfucker. I can't put a dent in him. But this one thing I want, that Philly shell shit, it's about time. If you're not training with Floyd, or James Toney, that's some shit that I think it's about time to dead, bro. Because it's just getting to a point where people just want to imply the Philly shell and, oh, I'm shelling up because how prolific Floyd was with it. And it's like, bro, and James Toney was with it. It's like, y'all are eating a lot of unnecessary shots. Now it's boxing, you're gonna get hit. Floyd got hit as well, but Floyd wasn't getting hit like the way that Teofimo was getting hit by Campos. By competition that's supposed to be deemed way less than who it is that he is. Floyd wasn't getting hit like that by Canelo. Floyd wasn't getting hit like that by Cotto. And even if he was getting hit like that by Cotto, Cotto is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Class A, Class B plus fighter. One of the best in that era. So it's, it's a lot more justifiable for somebody of that ilk to be able to, split your defenses and clip you. You know who didn't hit Floyd like that? Manny Pacquiao. He didn't. He didn't hit Floyd like that. So unless you're gonna be using utilizing the Philly shell to that effect, I think it's about time people just need to dead that shit and get back to the high guard. Or work with somebody that's going to really have you using your shoulder, your lead shoulder at that level. Your lead shoulder to deflect the shots. You still have to implement upper body movement. You still have to dip up under hooks. You still have to dip up under hooks. You have to roll the hooks or the straights. You have to roll them. When Floyd was on the rope, he was impeccable with the roll. That's the shoulder roll. He was impeccable with that. That's the line of defense. Your shoulders are a line of defense. You have to deflect the shots that's coming in, or you have to roll them up off of you. Teo was getting hit a lot. Now, granted, it's his first fight in the division, so let's see how he gets fully acclimated to that division. But that right there was glaring. That right there was glaring. And the 140-pound division is stacked. And a lot of the talent is over there on that side of the street, so he doesn't need to cross over to fight the higher dudes in the division. I mean, they got Subriel Matias over there on not the zone, but PBC. I mean, like, who else are we talking about here? Who else are we talking about here? We got, Jose Ramirez, Barboza, Salcedo, Zapata, Vargas. Even if I wouldn't even put him in with Barboza right now. Yo, man, feed fucking Josue Vargas 20. That would be a good comeback for like a Josue Vargas. Let me catch Teofimo while he's early. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how he does with a Hank Lundy. Somebody like that. I don't know what Ivan Baranchik is doing, but before we get to talking about Regis and Josh Taylor and Matias and Zapata and shit like that, I think that's something like he should be polishing up his defense. Because he was eating a lot of shots. He was eating a lot of shots in exchanges. And Campos was leading. He was leading. And he was clipping. Flush. And I feel like if you're in and you keep calling out Josh Taylor, bro. Like, you keep calling out Josh Taylor. You said after Nakatani, we ain't fighting no more tall dudes. Him and Nakatani are the same height. They're close to 6 foot. They're close to 6 foot. And Nakatani is not no Josh Taylor. If Nakatani can frustrate you and aggravate you the way he did, what do you think a Josh Taylor is going to do to you? You can't lean on Josh Taylor, bro. You can't just impose your will on Josh Taylor. Bigger and better fighters have tried, who are acclimated to the division, hence Regis program. So all I'm saying is, I think he looked sharp in there, but those were two things that I saw right there: the aggression and durability of somebody in that division who's not even at a world-class level. The aggression and durability of forcing you to the rope because your punching power it isn't like it was when you was at 135 pounds. That was the main thing I saw. I remember calling him bro. He's hitting this nigga a lot, and he's hitting him in combination, and he's not going nowhere. He's not going nowhere. He keeps pressing forward, looking for more. That right there, I'm like, yo, if you're standing in front of somebody who's a little bit more, who's durable and is proven at that high level to where you're not just hitting them flush, but they can make you miss and make you pay. And it's hurting you, and when you make them miss and you make them pay, it's not hurting them. That's what I'm like, yo, bro. Yo, oh, man. I don't know, man. You get there, what you gonna do with my man Chon? Man, Chon is sitting there like he's ruining motherfuckers. He's ruining people. What you gonna do with Chon? So that was the main thing that I saw, and just the defense. He just played good upper body movement and everything, man, but this Philly shell shit just has to go to the wayside, man, because it's really becoming a hindrance to a lot of people, because motherfuckers just want to use it and look pretty, and it's easier on your arms, resting your arms on your chest. You're able to preserve, you know what I'm saying, the strength in your arms by resting your arms on your body out of the Philly shell, and it just looks smoother. It looks smoother. But what happens if if them defenses is getting penetrated, you get clipped consistently? That's what I saw. And the fact that Campos, who's not even a world level fighter, was able to find a home for the jab, find a home for the right hand, I'm sitting here a little weary. So that's all I'm saying, man. Other than that, he looks sharp in there, man. I was impressed with what I saw, and I really hope we get Barboza next. I really, cause that would be a really good test for him, man, because Barboza is a counterpuncher. Barboza is a counterpuncher. I would love to see him versus Arnold Barboza, and Barboza talking greasy too. They talk like even when they was showing him on the camera, he laughing like, no man, this nigga is, bro, he lunch meat up here. I'm looking at my dinner plate right now, bro. He don't want no drama. I need that drama. I need that. I need that. That's what I can see it in his face. I need that. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see that fight. Maybe Barboza is a little too premature. I don't know. Maybe it's a bit premature for him to be fighting somebody like Barboza right now, man. But it's a few hitters over there on the top ranked side that he can stand to get in the ring with and run that with. He can stand to get in there and run that shit with him. Me, I think Josue Vargas should come back and fight him. I think Josue should come back and fight him. I think that should happen. I would love to see them two fight. Teo's power is not what it was at 35, up there at 40. Josue is chinny for the time. He's looking a little chinny right now. But all right, cool. Let me get in here and get my feet back. Let me get back to where I was and stand in front of this Teofimo Lopez motherfucker. Let's do this for New York. Let's do this for New York. Two New Yorkers fighting. That would be dope. And Josue needs to, he needs to be reintegrated back into the rankings up there. He needs that. So put him in front of somebody like that. Let them motherfuckers clash, and let's see what, it's sink or swim at this time. Who's gonna swim? Who's gonna swim? Vargas presents enough of a challenge to get, to give resistance to Teofimo. And Teofimo's power ain't carrying like it did at 35. So Josue stands a chance. But yeah, let me know what y'all think, man. I'm outie. Deuces.